The Korean sky burned with the roar of jet engines, the birth of a new era in warfare. No longer did the air shake to the slow drone of propellers. Now, it was thunder, compressed, metallic, deafening. It was the age of the MiG-15 and the F-86 Sabre, the first true jet duelers in history. Captain Richard "Hawk" Lawson adjusted his oxygen mask, squinting through his cockpit canopy. His F-86 Sabre's silver skin gleamed in the morning sun, reflecting sharp streaks across the thin blue. Below him stretched the Yalu River, the invisible line between safety and sudden death. On the far side, enemy MiG Alley awaited. "Sabre lead, this is Falcon 2, his wingman crackled through the radio. "Picking up radar echoes, north bearing. Looks like they're waiting for us." Lawson smirked. "They always are. Eyes open, Falcon. Let's give them a dance they won't forget." The MiGs came like ghosts, gleaming swept wings, glinting canopies, and red stars painted boldly across their flanks. Leading them was Colonel Ivan Volk Sokolov, a Soviet ace flying under Chinese markings. To the world, he was just another nameless enemy pilot, but to those who had fought him, he was death with silver wings. "Target Sabres. High altitude. Standard spread," Volk ordered in Russian. His squadron fanned out. In seconds, the sky turned into a hunting ground. The first pass was pure thunder. MiGs dove with screaming velocity, cannons blazing. Sabres rolled and twisted, countering with .50 caliber tracers. In an instant, the clear sky became a storm of metal. Lawson yanked his Sabre into a climb, pulling 6 GS, his vision tunneling as blood drained from his head. A MiG slashed past beneath him, too fast to turn. Perfect. He rolled inverted, then dived, placing his gun sight squarely on the MiG's tail. "Got you," he whispered, squeezing the trigger. A stream of tracers stitched across the fuselage. The MiG shuddered, trailing smoke, before cartwheeling into a fiery spiral. "One down," Lawson shouted. "Falcon, cover my 6. But Falcon's reply came desperate. "Hawk, I've got 2 on me, braking left." Lawson craned his neck. His wingman's Sabre twisted and looped, pursued by 2 MiGs spitting cannon fire. He shoved his throttle forward, chasing hard. Volk saw the maneuver from above. A seasoned hunter, he knew Lawson was skilled, too skilled to leave alive. He throttled back, dropping behind Lawson unnoticed, lining him up in the gun sight. "Now, American," Volk muttered in Russian, "let's see how you fly under real fire." He fired. The sky lit with cannon bursts. Lawson's cockpit rattled, alarms blaring as rounds punched holes through his right wing. The Sabre bucked violently. Instinct took over. He rolled hard, slipping out of Volk's line of fire at the last possible second. Sweat poured down his face. "Falcon, brake right," Lawson roared. His wingman complied, dragging 1 MiG across his gun sight. Lawson fired a short burst, the round striking true. The MiG erupted in flame, disintegrating midair. The battle raged. Jets spiraled, looped, and clawed at each other, speed blurring the line between hunter and hunted. The thunder of engines echoed like a storm rolling endlessly. Lawson's Sabre shivered under strain. Fuel was running low, ammunition even lower. Across the radio, chatter was panicked. Friendlies going down, parachutes opening, MiGs swarming like vultures. "Too many of them," Falcon cried. Lawson bit his lip. They had to break free. He glanced around, spotting Volk's MiG climbing high again, circling like a hawk above the chaos. This wasn't just another enemy pilot. This was the one orchestrating the slaughter. Decision clenched in his chest. If he could bring Volk down, maybe the others would scatter. Maybe his men would have a chance. "Falcon, disengage. That leader's mine." The duel began. Volk and Lawson faced each other across the void, their wings banking, their jets screaming. Sabre versus MiG. American steel against Soviet precision. They circled, climbed, rolled, each maneuver mirrored, countered, anticipated. Lawson fired short bursts, but Volk dodged with ease. Volk returned fire, but Lawson twisted away at the last breath. It was not just combat, it was a dance of death. Minutes stretched into eternity. Finally, Volk dove into a high-speed pass, cannons blazing. Lawson yanked his stick, the Sabre rolling inverted, tracers ripping past inches from his canopy. He kicked rudder, swinging behind Volk in a desperate gamble. Come on, come on. The gun sight aligned. Lawson squeezed the trigger. Bullets slammed into Volk's MiG, punching holes through metal. Smoke poured from its tail. For a heartbeat, Lawson thought he had won. But Volk wasn't finished. With savage precision, the Soviet rolled inverted, dived sharply, then cut back, sliding behind Lawson's blind spot. "You are good," Volk said in Russian, eyes cold, "but not good enough." The MiG's cannons opened fire. Shells shredded Lawson's fuselage, sparks and smoke bursting around him. Warning lights flared. The Sabre was dying. Alarms screamed. His wing was nearly torn off. Instruments flickered. Falcon's voice cracked over the radio. "Hawk, eject. You're hit bad." Lawson gritted his teeth. His plane was crippled, but his mission wasn't over. Volk was still alive. He couldn't let the Soviet ace escape to kill again. "I'm not done yet," Lawson whispered. He shoved the throttle forward, dragging every ounce of power from the battered Sabre. With smoke trailing behind him, he pulled into one last climb, pointing his nose back at Volk's MiG. The world slowed. Volk saw him coming, a burning silver comet rising from below. The Sabre was finished, but Lawson wasn't bailing. He was charging, head-on, guns blazing. Volk rolled, trying to evade, but the damaged MiG was sluggish. Tracers ripped across its fuselage. Flames erupted, black smoke belching from its engine. For the first time, Volk felt fear. He yanked his stick, desperate to climb away. But Lawson pressed in, refusing to let go. At point-blank range, he fired everything left in his guns. Bullets shredded through Volk's cockpit. The MiG exploded into a fireball, scattering pieces across the empty sky. But victory had a cost. Lawson's Sabre was broken beyond saving. His controls were locked, hydraulics failing, smoke filling the cockpit. He pulled the ejection lever. Nothing. The system was dead. Falcon's horrified voice echoed, "Hawk, get out! Bail, damn it!" Lawson stared at the burning horizon. He'd won the duel. The others were breaking off, fleeing without their leader. The sky, once swarming with MiGs, was clearing. His sacrifice had bought freedom for his squadron. He smiled faintly, whispering to himself, "That's enough." The Sabre spiraled downward, a blazing torch. Falcon banked hard, watching helplessly as Lawson's jet plunged into the cloud bank below. His throat tightened. He wanted to scream, but no words came. "Hawk, you saved us," he whispered instead. The surviving Sabres regrouped. Battered, bloodied, but alive. Their radios buzzed with fragments of grief and gratitude. The MiGs were gone. The battle was over. In that silence, Falcon realized something. Jet warfare was not just about speed or technology. It was about will, the refusal to yield, even when the sky itself turned against you. Lawson had proved it, writing his name into the thunder with fire and steel. Weeks later, the squadron gathered at base. Lawson's locker stood empty, his call sign painted across the wall in quiet tribute. Falcon often caught himself glancing at it, half expecting Hawk to swagger in with his cocky grin and say, "What's the fuss? Just another day in MiG Alley." But he never came. The war raged on, but for the men of the 51st Fighter Wing, one thing was certain. Every time they climbed into the sky, they carried Hawk's spirit with them. The thunder of Sabres would always echo with his sacrifice. Final scene. Far above the Yalu River, the sky lay quiet once more. The wrecks of MiGs and Sabres smoldered in distant valleys, their flames flickering out. And somewhere in that eternal silence, the echoes of Lawson's final charge lingered, a reminder that even in the age of jets, courage was the sharpest weapon of all.